welcome again. This should be our final part. Now before we continue, I'm just going to explain to you what I've added in. So the player can actually end the game by pressing X or entering the X on their keyboard, and that's pretty much it really. If I play it, say X to end the game, shuffle word is that beneath. So I can type in beneath, and then it says correct, you have 8 points, then absence. Now I'll be taking out this clue afterwards, but basically that's how it is. But if at any point you just want to press X to end the game, it says game over and your score is now 15 points. Okay, and then it's gonna terminate after 5 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna go through the code now, and I'm gonna do some comments as well. Okay, if this is the first video you've watched, you need to watch part 1 and 2. This is the final part, and well, this code is for a game that is gonna select a word from the list you see here. That's for level 1, level 2, and level 3. And the moment that word is selected, it's then going to shuffle the letters in that word. You see, now for example, dilemma, if you go here, it's gonna change them and maybe put L there, and then put their M, and then A, and then D somewhere there. Okay, and that's how it's gonna look like. Okay, so you've got to work out that this actually is dilemma and not limi something like that here. Okay, so that's what the game does. Now I would say this for level 1, this list of words is for level 1. Okay, and I could do the same for all the others, and then we're gonna initiate these variables. Okay, now to be honest, I need to remove status because it's irrelevant now. We don't need to know what status is, so we'll take this out, and then the score, it starts at 1. Okay, start with 1. The score words 1. Okay, aka level 1. That's that part. And this function, no, not the game, but the page. Okay, the screen or screen. That's what it does after the set time, and clears. Okay, the screen after the set time. Now what the set time is the T. Now if you say refresh time equals 2, that means T is gonna be replaced by number 2, which means it's gonna wait for 2 seconds and then clear the screen and refresh. Okay, and allow you to that was my speaker, allow you to carry on. Okay, that's what it does. So this code below will wait for the set seconds, and then this code wipes the screen of its content, okay, or text, okay, to allow you to type in new stuff. This one, get word, this function is responsible for selecting a random word from the given list, and then shuffles, let me make it just generic, shuffles it into a string of meaningless characters of the same word. Okay, set the shuffle and previous words to empty. Okay, does this code. Okay, find a random position from the selected list, okay, which is level 0 to length, the selected list. Okay, that should make better sense. When that happens, it's gonna then choose a word from the randomly selected position, okay, and assign it to memory space variable named that chosen words, okay, that one there. All right, just to make sure that it's a variable. Assign the current value of chosen words to a variable named, sorry about that, we want prev to hold the content of chosen words, because we're gonna do something to chosen words, which means by the time we finish with it, it won't have anything left inside it. So for now, we're gonna have to declare whatever content it has at the moment to this variable named prev, and this prev variable is memory space that's gonna store the chosen word. We will be using it to compare with what the user typed. Here is what the loop does. For as long as x is within range of 0 to the length chosen word, assign letter to a randomly chosen letter or extracted letter from chosen words, okay. Then we declare a new variable here, we call it shuffle, okay. This variable shuffle will contain each letter that has been extracted or picked from chosen words, okay. Chosen words, this here, shuffle. Now we shall remove the letter from, okay, we don't want to pick the same letter afterwards. However, some words have more than one letter of the same type, but the one we chose is the one that goes out. Now the other one, we didn't pick it, even though it's another E, but we will choose it next time in the next round. I explained what this means in the previous video, so we don't have to go through it again. Okay, now print allow the player, okay, we'll see that in a minute, okay. Display the shuffled, you got display the shuffled word, okay. Now this is out of our loop. The loop ends right there, okay. That's what the loop does. It's only 3 lines. It's only got 3 lines. It's gonna choose a word, a letter at random from the chosen word. Then that letter is gonna be added to shuffle, and then it's gonna remove that letter from the word. However, it's still reading because it's counting the length of that word from 0 to the end, okay. So it's gonna start at that point, do all of this, then come back, and all the letters from that chosen word will be into shuffle. However, they won't be in order, okay. They won't be in order, they will be shuffled, they will be unordered, okay. Now I don't really want to explain what this does, because I will have to remove this code later on, okay. We don't need it, because this code helps me as a programmer to see if the whole game is working. That's what you saw at the start. So I'm gonna remove this print prev, okay, and just explain what's next, okay. Answer. So now we're gonna declare a variable or a memory space that will hold the user's answer when asked a question. So answer will hold the players or users or the word, the type, okay, when asked to. Shuffle is all they're watching here, it's all they see, okay, mixed words, so they need to work out what the word is. So now we activate or call, okay, sometimes we say call this function here named compare, okay. We call it, yeah, that function. And what does it do? We're about to explain that, okay. So that is what we find, sorry about that, in get word level, this function will then get the answer, okay, that variable, what the user's answer said, okay, and compare it. Now that's the importance of naming functions, something that relates to what they do, okay, because as you can see up here, this function is get word because it's gonna get the word and then do something to it. And this function says refresh because that's essentially what it does, okay. Compare also compares what the user entered with the previous, okay, to the prev. If you don't know what prev variable is, I explained it before, okay. So we make this score is global. That's why we call in score, because we don't have it initially here, but it's declared outside of this function. And I don't want to use the same word. I would have said if, but in case they match, okay, what is matching? The user's answer and previous. In case they match, okay, increment score in bracket prev, okay, is the extra max. That's the extra max. If the length of the word was 5 letters long, it's got 5 letters in it, then they get 5 points more. I explained this in the previous video, so we don't have to take much time on that, okay. Now display, I explained this as well, display. However, if they wish to terminate the game, if they wish to terminate the game by entering X, okay, and to do that we shall first, because we expect a capital X, but suppose the user entered a lowercase x, all right, so then what happens? Display the max scored and terminate, okay. We know what refresh does, I explained that earlier on, okay. And system exist is what it terminates, okay. Now we'll refresh the time, but however I'm going to explain that anyway, okay. Set the waiting time to 5. That's what we meant by refresh is t. Now we set the time to 5, which means here when it's refreshing, it's expecting t to be of some value, and we said t is 5, which means you're gonna have to wait for 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And but if the answer is wrong and they didn't type X, then what are you doing? X, okay, they didn't type X, then decrease, yeah, their max. Then okay, let me get this here, take it away, and like I said, by the length of the supposed word of length of previous, okay, and then now display the current score, okay. Now this part sets levels. Now the levels, okay, remember here get word is expecting level, it doesn't know which level it is, but however levels initially words 1. Now I explained the levels in the previous video. Level 1 is the easiest and level 3 hardest, yeah, words. We refresh after each on points displayed a page in 2 seconds after each question is answered and marked and points are displayed, okay. So here is where the recursion comes in. This function then calls back get word, okay, word to continue playing. This code initiates the game. Now remember, all of this is inside of a function. The only time a function is going to run is when you call it, okay? When you call it, or you summon it, or you activate it, okay? Whichever word you want to use. Initiates the game by calling or activating that function. Basically, that is what our game is, and that's what it is. X to end game shuffled word is that, so I think it's chief, yeah, chief. Good, yes, good. Now it's gonna refresh. There you go. So this is, I'm gonna get beaten at my own game, but you know what, as a programmer you get a chance to cheat. So I am going to sneak into my words here to find what this is. I know I'm on level 1, so DAM, what is that? Is it dilemma? Yes, I think it's dilemma. Yeah, dilemma. Yes, 13 points. What's that? That's chief again. It's disguising itself, eh? And this is again dilemma. No, dilemma. Now that's the problem. That's the fault with this game. It's gonna keep repeating things. Yeah? It keeps repeating things. However, there's now a new word. I think this is. I'm forgetting this one. Consume. Yeah. Actually, this time I didn't even copy it. I actually figured it out. Consume. Yeah. Consume. Yes. And then what? I think this is it infinity? No, it's not. Is it infinite? Oh yeah, infinite. Yes. And I didn't copy. Actually, let me hide this, so you know I'm not copying. And this is dilemma again. Oh, it's twisted. I love that. Okay. And this now, what is this one? Oh, hard words. Anyway, so I think you get the point. I hope you enjoyed this. So thanks. Thank you.